Hi guys, so I'm going to go over SLG number 2 solutions today. So if you haven't passed SLG assessments at all with a score of 3, you have to take SLG number 3, by the way. So this one you guys took before October 14. So I'm going to go over this one right now. But you are going to take SLG number 3 for today, October 28, Wednesday, if you haven't passed SLG assessment, okay? So I'm going to go over this solution. So make my video smaller. You guys don't have to Google. You don't have to call your friend. You don't have to take picture and post on the internet for the answers. No, you just watch my video. I want my word. I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to use the vocabs from this word bank. Okay? So before we go over the solution, please look at the rubric. You guys need 3 points, which means you have to explain the graph with proper mathematical language, and then you have to explain all the correct characteristic. If it's incorrect, I cannot give you the full point. And then with 8 or more characteristic of the graph, which means 8 or more vocabs. So I'm gonna go over these solutions. So make my video smaller, or maybe you can use your phone and watch the video and then do the SLG number 3 at the same time. That's totally okay. Let's go over it. So before I go over, you guys know where is SLG number 3? You go to our algebra class, go to the module, and then there will be SLG number 3. If you don't see this, you already passed, and then you're probably not even watching this video. But if you haven't passed, please go to SLG number 3. I say first watch the video. I think that's why you're watching this video. Click here to make a copy of SLG test. So please click make a copy. Then it will just automatically copy to your Google Drive. And then you can work on it. All right? So you can do that. Let's go over the solutions. So first of all, you know this is U-shaped curve. So I am going to explain that first. So the graph is upside down, actually, U-shaped curve, which is called a parabola, right? And since we have a parabola, we know that the function is a quadratic. Because if a linear function, you're not going to have a parabola. We only know if we have a parabola, we have quadratic functions. And I'm going to say the direction of opening. The direction of opening is what? It's downward, because we have upside down U-shaped, which means we have a negative leading coefficient. Okay, so I'll pause here. What did I use? I used the parabola. I also used the direction of opening as my characteristic word. I also used leading coefficients, which is this one. I already used 3. You do the same thing with SLG assessment number 3. The graph is not upside down U in this case. It's just regular U-shaped, right? Which is called parabola. And since we have a parabola, we know the function is quadratic functions. And in this case, the direction of opening is not downward, guys. Direction of opening is upward, which means we have a positive leading coefficient, okay? Let me go back to SLG number 2. What else do we know? We have a vertex. Vertex is your highest or lowest point. And then, or you can use the word turning point, right? So this parabola has a turning point. We can say the parabola has a turning point at 3 and 9. Where did I get 3 and 9? Look at the turning point in the middle. X is 3, Y is 9. So this is your vertex, which is a vertex. Okay, so I used turning points as my word. I also used the vertex. For SLG number 3, your turning point or your vertex is here, 3 and -4. All right. Go back to SLG number 2. It looks like a mountain. It has hill, which means you guys have a maximum, not the minimum. This is like a roller coaster. We go up, and at the maximum, we go down, right? So in this case, we have a maximum. Let's say this parabola has a maximum value of 9, right? Where did I get 9? Right here, read Y. My maximum is at 9, so I use the word maximum. I put absolute maximum here, that's fine. For the SLG number 3, you can just put maximum. Oh, sorry. SLG number 3, you don't have a maximum, but you have a minimum, guys. It's lowest point. The parabola has minimum at -4. So the minimum value is -4. So this parabola has maximum value of 9, which is our highest point. Good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. What can I explain? You can talk about axis of symmetry if you want. It's in the middle, right? It's cutting our parabola half. If you want to say axis of symmetry, the axis of symmetry is at x equals 3, right? It's always going to be x. The axis of symmetry is x equal to 3, where the parabola cuts half. Okay. So I use the axis of symmetry. We can talk about x-intercept. There are 2 x-intercepts, which is 0 and 0 and 6 and 0. Where did I get 0 and 0 and 6 and 6? 6 and 0. The x-intercept is where this curve touches the x-axis. So 0 and 0 and then 6 and 0. So I used x-intercept. If you want to use more words, you can say there are 2 x-intercepts, which is 0, 0 and 6, 0, where the curve touches the x-axis. So I use another word. We can talk about y-axis. Y-intercept is at origin, where the curve touches the y-axis. I use the y-axis. I use the y-intercept. Y-intercept is right here, guys, where the curve touches the y-axis. So when you go to SLG number 3, your axis of symmetry is at x equal to 3 still. Your x-intercept is here, 1 and 0 and 5 and 0. Okay, x is 1, y is 0, so 1 and 0, 5 and 0. What else? You can talk about y-intercept. Y-intercept is where the curve touches the y-axis. So y-intercept is 0 and 5. Okay, not 5 and 0, 0 and 5. You put y value after x. So 0 and 5 for your y-intercept. So I already used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You can stop here. If you want to explain a little bit more, you can say the domain is all real number. Same thing with SLG number 3. The domain is all real number. Let's stop here. That's enough. Okay. So now you can pause or you can close the video and complete SLG number 3 and submit it. You guys know how to submit it, right? Click the submit button after you finish. And then there will be Google Drive. Then you choose your CCSD account, choose select file, and then you just add your SLG. Attach. That's it. Submit it. Okay. Alright guys, so please work on SLG number 3. I'll see you guys on Thursday or maybe next week for some of you guys. Alright, bye bye. Happy Halloween.